Wow, the AI world is moving so fast these days. It feels like every time you blink, there's something new and groundbreaking. Staying informed about all this isn't just for, the hardcore techies anymore. It's becoming crucial for everyone. So on this deep dive, we're cutting through all the noise and giving you the essential updates on what truly matters in the world of AI right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what was considered cutting edge yesterday is already old news today.
Exactly. So in this session, we're going to explore some of the most recent technology updates, new AI models, and these fascinating AI agent systems that are popping up.
Right. We'll be focusing specifically on OpenAI's GPT-4o, especially its new image generation capabilities, and also Meta's Llama 4, and how it's pushing the boundaries of understanding both images and text.
The goal here is to give you, our listener, a clear view of what's changing, how fast it's changing, and what it all means. We want you to come away from this deep dive feeling, informed and excited about the future of AI, not overwhelmed.
Definitely. We're aiming for informed and engaged, not overloaded.
Perfect. Okay, so for our listener who is keen to understand all of this quickly and thoroughly, why is staying informed about these AI developments so important right now? What makes it so crucial?
Well, one perspective that really stood out to me was from an article in Technocrat. They were talking about how businesses need to understand AI, and not just big businesses, but all businesses.
Right. It's not just for the tech giants anymore.
Yeah, it's becoming essential for businesses of all sizes to use AI strategically. I mean, think about it. AI can help with things like writing code, finding errors, and even making sure the code is high quality. That's a real game changer for any company.
Yeah, it's not just about the cool factor. It's about real-world practical applications that can give businesses a serious edge.
Exactly. And this impact goes way beyond the business world. The Virginia Tech article we looked at pointed out the benefits AI is bringing to all sorts of industries. I mean, it's being used to optimize things like construction projects and is even helping doctors detect cancer earlier through advanced medical image analysis.
Wow, so we're talking about impacting everything from how businesses operate to, potentially even saving lives.
Absolutely. It's about efficiency, it's about innovation, and it's even about, improving healthcare outcomes. It's a
Yeah.
big deal.
Yeah, it really is. But honestly, trying to keep up with all this can feel impossible. There's so much happening so quickly.
Oh, I completely agree. It's definitely a fire hose of information out there.
It is. That's why we're doing this deep dive. To cut through the noise and focus on the truly significant developments, we're basically your filter, so you don't have to sift through endless articles and announcements.
Right. We've done the heavy lifting for you.
All right, let's get into some of these cutting-edge technology updates. First up, we've got something called Quasar Alpha, which, frankly, appeared out of nowhere. What's the deal with this stealth model that suddenly popped up on OpenRouter?
Well, that's the interesting thing, right? It just kind of like materialized on OpenWriter, this long context foundation model, pre-release version. No one knows who made it.
So mysterious.
Right. Colmadin, in his YouTube video, called it a stealth model. There's all this speculation like, did OpenAI make it? Was it Anthropic? It's a real mystery.
Okay, but mystery aside, it has a 1 million token context length, which sounds massive. What does that actually mean in practical terms?
So think of it like this. 1 million tokens, that's about the length of a whole novel. It's a lot of text.
A whole lot.
And that means that Quasar Alpha can understand huge chunks of text all at once, like, an entire code base or a bunch of long documents without breaking a sweat.
So it can see the big picture, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And while it's optimized for coding, it can handle general stuff too.
Interesting. And get this. It's free to use right now. I mean, that seems almost unbelievable for something this powerful.
Right. I mean, it's available through the OpenRouter API, no cost.
And how's it performing?
Well, in the early benchmarks, it's holding its own against some of the big names. Cole Madin mentions that it's on par with models like QWQ32B Mini and DeepSeek R1. It's even outperforming Claude 3.7 Sonnet in some tests.
That's impressive company to be keeping.
And when it comes to coding, like Python and Bash, it really shines. It's almost as good as the very best out there.
Okay, so it's not just smart, it's fast too, right?
Oh yeah, speed is a big deal with this one. It churns out responses super quickly, which is
Yeah.
key for real-world applications.
Definitely.
And it's not just about generating text. It can act as a full-blown AI agent. It can search the web, update spreadsheets on Airtable, even send Slack messages.
Wow, that's pretty versatile.
And it's accurate, too. It's been integrated with Bolt.diy, which is an open-source AI coding assistant.
So to recap, we have a model that can handle 1 million tokens, processes information quickly, is free to use, and can act as an AI assistant, all while shrouded in mystery. What's not to love?
Right. It's definitely a model to keep an eye on, especially since it's so new and already showing such promise.
Okay, moving on, we've got Meta making some serious waves with their new Llama 4. They're calling it the beginning of a new era of natively multimodal AI innovation. What's all the hype about?
Well, what's significant here is that Meta is really emphasizing this multimodal approach, building AI that can understand and work with different types of data like text and images right from the start.
Okay, so it's not just about text anymore.
Nope, not at all. The blog post from Meta AI talks about the first models in this Llama 4 herd, specifically Llama 4 Scout and Llama 4 Maverick. They're kind of like the leaders of the pack.
Interesting. So let's start with Scout. What's special about it?
Well, first of all, it has 17 billion active parameters and 16 experts.
Okay, hold on. Back up a second. What are these experts?
So think of these experts as like specialized submodels within the larger model.
Mm.
Each expert is really good at dealing with a specific kind of data or task.
Oh, I see. Like a team of specialists working together.
Exactly. And on top of all that, Scout has this mind-blowing 10 million token context window. That's the largest we've seen in the industry.
10 million. So it can process like a library's worth of information all at once?
Pretty much. And it's actually designed to run efficiently on a single NVIDIA H100 GPU, which is impressive given its size.
That is seriously powerful.
Oh, yeah. And the benchmarks show it's beating out models like Gemma 3, Gemini 2.0 Flashlight, and Mistral 3.1.
Okay, so practically speaking, what does that massive context window enable? What kinds of things could you do with it that you couldn't do before?
I mean, you can feed it entire research papers, complex software code bases, even years of customer service logs, and it could understand and analyze all of that in a single pass.
Wow, that opens up some crazy possibilities.
Yeah, like much more advanced summarization of complex information, AI assistants that remember everything you've ever told them, and in-depth analysis of really complicated systems.
That's a game changer for certain applications. All right, now onto Llama 4 Maverick. It also has 17 billion active parameters, but uses a much bigger network of experts, 128 of them. What's its specialty?
Maverick is all about multimodal understanding. It's the best Meta has to offer when it comes to understanding both images and text. And get this, it's outperforming GPT-4o and Gemini 2.0 Flash in a bunch of benchmarks.
Really?
Yeah. And it's even on par with DeepSeek V3 on things like reasoning and coding, but with way fewer active parameters.
So it's more efficient, too.
Exactly. They even have an experimental chat version of Maverick that's ranking really high on the El Marino leaderboard.
So you can hold a decent conversation as well.
It seems so. The blog post calls its image and text understanding unparalleled and industry-leading, which is a pretty bold claim.
Yeah, no kidding. Sounds like it could power some seriously advanced applications.
Now, there's also this larger Llama 4 model that's still in development, Llama 4 Behemoth. The name itself suggests something massive.
Oh yeah, Behemoth is a monster. It has 288 billion active parameters and 16 experts. Meta says it's their most powerful language model yet, and even though it's still being trained, it's already beating models like GPT 4.5, Claude Sonnet 3.7, and Gemini 2.0 Pro on those STEM benchmarks. Okay, so Behemoth is the big brain behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And they're actually using Behemoth to make Scout and Maverick smarter through a process called distillation. Basically, the larger model teaches the smaller models, transferring its knowledge.
Interesting. So it's like a master teaching its apprentices.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And all of these models, especially Maverick, are designed to be really good at understanding images and text. Plus, you've got that incredible context window in Scout.
And they're readily available, right?
Yeah, you can download both Llama 4 Scout and Maverick from llama.com and Hugging Face. And another cool thing is that Llama 4 is open source, so anyone can use it and contribute to its development.
I love that open source approach. It really drives innovation. Okay, now let's switch gears and talk about OpenAI and their GPT-4o. I know it's called an Omni model, and it's got some big upgrades. Tell me about the new image generation stuff.
The biggest news here is that GPT-4o can generate images natively. It's built right into ChatGPT. You don't need to use DALE separately anymore.
So it's all in one system now. That's pretty convenient.
Right, and it's not just about convenience. This integration makes the whole system so much better.
How so?
For one, it's much better at remembering context. So you can have a conversation with it about an image, make changes, and it'll remember everything you said and did.
No more starting from scratch every time.
Exactly. And you can give it feedback in natural language, like make the background brighter or add a filter, and it understands what you mean and does it. It's also way better at handling those complex prompts, like when you have a lot of specific things you want in the image.
That makes it much more user-friendly. And what about text within images? That's been a tricky area for AI, right?
Yeah, it has been. But GPT-4o is a huge leap forward. It can generate really clear text within images, like on signs, posters, or infographics. It can also work with images you upload. You can have it modify them or use them as inspiration for new creations. And it can do all kinds of styles, from photorealistic to more artistic.
Okay, so under the hood, how does it actually do all this?
From what I've gathered from the Interconnects article and the Learn OpenCV guide, it works like this. It first creates a kind of compressed plan of the image using visual tokens.
Visual tokens.
Yeah, think of them as like the building blocks of the image.
Okay, and then what?
Then it feeds those tokens into a diffusion decoder, which basically transforms that plan into the final high-resolution image. And the cool part is that the model that creates the initial plan understands both text and images, so it can combine those inputs in really creative ways.
That's pretty amazing. Now, I also saw something about GPT-4 Mini on OpenRouter. What's that all about?
Ah, yes. That's OpenAI's latest mini version of the multimodal GPT-4o. It's designed to be smaller and more affordable, so it can be used in more applications. It can take both text and images as input, but it only produces text output.
So it's like a streamlined version.
Right. But even though it's smaller, it's still really powerful. They say it's outperforming GPT-4 on some of the chat preference leaderboards.
So a more accessible and affordable option for those who don't need the full power of GPT-4o. Okay, now back to Meta. Their announcement focuses heavily on text and image understanding, but what about video generation? Is that something Llama 4 can do?
Well, the initial release of Llama 4, as described in the Meta AI blog post, doesn't specifically mention native video generation. However, given Maverick's amazing performance in image and text understanding, it wouldn't be surprising to see video capabilities appear in the future.
That makes sense. It seems like a natural progression.
Right. If it can understand images and text so well, video might be the next logical step.
Now, speaking of video generation, we also came across ByteDance's Dream Actor M1. It's not directly related to Llama 4, but it shows just how fast things are moving in the AI video generation world. What can you tell us about it?
Dream Actor M1 is pretty mind-blowing. Basically, you give it a single image, and it can animate it into a full-body video with realistic movement. I mean, it can do facial expressions, head turns, even complex dance moves.
Seriously. From just a single image.
Yeah. It uses this technology called a diffusion transformer, which is guided by 3D models of faces, heads, and bodies. And it's outperforming other models in benchmarks.
It's amazing how far we've come in such a short time. I mean, the excitement in Cole Medden's video about Quasar Alpha and Meta's talk about a new era with Llama 4 really highlights how fast this field is evolving.
Oh, absolutely. And this constant flow of innovation shows no signs of slowing down.
Definitely not. The IBM article we looked at really emphasizes that AI is here to stay. They're predicting it'll add a whopping $4.4 trillion to the global economy.
Yeah, those are huge numbers. And that kind of economic potential means there will be a lot of investment and research pouring into AI for the foreseeable future.
Which means even faster advancements. And it's not just about the technology itself, it's about who has access to it, right? The IBM article talks about the democratization of AI, making these tools available to more people.
That's right. We're starting to see platforms that allow anyone, even without a deep technical background, to build their own AI solutions. Kind of like how website builders made it easy for anyone to create a website.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
And with APIs and microservices, businesses can integrate AI features into their existing systems without needing a whole team of AI experts. Plus, all these no-code and low-code tools are popping up, which makes AI even more accessible.
So AI is becoming less of a specialized field and more of a general tool that everyone can use. That's pretty exciting.
Definitely. It has the potential to empower individuals and businesses in ways we haven't even imagined yet.
This brings us to another really interesting area, AI agent systems. These platforms are designed to automate complex tasks. Lindy AI seems to be one of the leading examples. What can you tell us about it?
So Lindy AI is all about building these AI employees, as they call them, that can automate a whole bunch of tasks. It has this user-friendly interface where you can create workflows using plain English, just tell it what you want the AI to do, and it helps you set up the steps.
So you don't need to be a programmer to use it.
Nope, not at all. And they've got demos of it doing all kinds of cool things like adding events to your calendar, doing research for a podcast, even creating daily updates on new AI tools from Reddit.
Wow, so it's pretty versatile.
Yeah. And they have pre-built templates for common tasks, so you don't have to start from scratch.
That's always helpful. What are some of the things that make Lindy AI stand out?
Well, one cool thing is that you can embed AI agents right on your website, so visitors can interact with them
But
directly.
that's clever.
Yeah. And if the AI can't handle something, it can escalate it to a human. They've also got customizable responses and integrations with all sorts of apps like Slack, email, Google Calendar, and more.
Sounds like they've thought of everything.
They really have. And they use a credit-based system, so you pay for the tasks the AI actually completes. One of the coolest features, though, is that each step in a workflow can remember what happened in the previous steps.
So the AI is learning as it goes.
In a way, yeah. It means you can build these really complex, context-aware automations. You also have control over which AI models are used for your whole account or even individual steps in a workflow.
That's a lot of flexibility. Have you seen any particularly impressive use cases for Lindy AI?
Yeah, there are some really interesting ones, like they showed an AI meeting recorder that not only summarizes the meeting but also gives you a weekly summary of all your meetings. And recruiters are using it to automatically filter job applications, which is pretty wild considering that job applicants are now using AI to help them find jobs too.
It's AI all the way down. We also saw something about Genspark Super Agent. How does that compare to Lindy AI?
So Genspark Super Agent, which we saw in Product Hunt, is more of a general-purpose AI agent. It's supposed to launch in April 2025, and they claim it can do things like make phone calls, create presentation slides, and even make TikTok videos.
Whoa, that sounds pretty ambitious.
It is. It's supposed to have a ton of pre-built tools and access to lots of data. They're marketing it as being faster, more reliable, and more controllable than other AI agents.
So while Lindy AI is more about building custom workflows, Genspark is trying to be the one-stop shop for all your AI needs.
Right.
It really feels like we're moving towards a world where AI is constantly working in the background, anticipating our needs and making decisions to help us. It's like that agentic AI concept the IBM article talked about.
Yeah, it's a pretty significant shift. We're moving beyond those single-purpose AI models to systems of AI agents that can work together and adapt to different situations.
It's both exciting and a little bit daunting, but it definitely underscores why staying informed about all this is so important. It's not just about keeping up with the latest trends, it's about understanding the future of technology and how it will impact our lives.
Absolutely. And that's where resources like this deep dive come in. We want to help people understand these advancements without getting lost in all the noise.
Right, we're your guides through this ever-changing landscape. So let's do a quick recap of what we covered today.
Okay.
We talked about new foundation models like the mysterious Quasar Alpha and Meta's powerful Llama 4, which can handle a ridiculous amount of information. We also explored OpenAI's GPT-4o and its impressive native image generation capabilities, making it so much easier to create and edit images with AI.
And we discussed those emerging AI agent systems like Lindy AI and the upcoming Genspark, which hint at a future where AI is doing more and more for us automatically.
It's a lot to take in, but the key takeaway here is that staying informed about these advancements isn't just a fun thing to do. It's becoming essential if you want to understand how the world is changing and how to use these technologies to your advantage.
Absolutely.
So here's a final thought for you, our listener. Which of these areas, the increasing power of AI models, the seamless integration of different types of data, or the rise of AI agent systems, do you think will have the biggest impact on your life in the near future? Think about it, explore it, and see where it leads you.
It's a fascinating time to be alive.
It really is.
And the future of AI is just getting started.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI.
My pleasure.
And stay tuned for more deep dives coming soon, exploring all the latest in tech and innovation,